It's live right now.
Good morning, Dr. Milu.
Good morning, Tony. How are you this morning?
I am well, thank you. This is Coffee with the Coach. I'm having coffee with Dr. Milu Islam today.
Yes, let me grab my cup of coffee because I was calling you coffee earlier for some reason. So here, cheers to Tuesday morning coffee. So tell me how things going and how is the world shaping up for you in this COVID world?
Well, things are well. It's a world of change for me and for many today. My actual workplace is changing dramatically, but I see it as opportunity. As the things change around me that have been built up for so long, it gives opportunity for the things that you want to do if you can grasp being in the present moment and seizing the opportunity of life.
Very well, very well. So you are already talking about an episode we are about to do on Thursday at 7:30. Cycling and coaching live from Cycleburg Cliff Core, where we will be talking about what you and I talked about a couple of weeks ago was the positivity. So we'll be talking, last time we talked about motivation and now we'll be talking about positivity. But this time for our episode, it sounds like you are getting ready to talk about a very interesting topic, an interesting area of coaching, and I'm fascinated to hear what questions you have about that.
Well, are you speaking of self-love?
Yes, self-love is one of the very interesting topic in coaching, and so that would be something fabulous to discuss, and to do that.
Tell me a little bit about, tell me a little bit about self-love, because people may be confused about that. They are told to love one another, to emanate love, but what is self-love?
Well, instead of telling you, why don't I show you? How about
I don't think I want to see that.
Well, here, I'll show you, and like you advised before, we'll show it from Facebook. How about that?
That seems like it's something we could all handle.
Can you see? Fabulous guy just joined us on Facebook.
I can see that face, yes. He doesn't look happy.
So let's see how self-love looks like. Okay, well, I'll play it again because music was not there. Now
that's quite all right. I get it. It's seeing yourself in the morning, looking at yourself in the mirror, and getting ready for your day.
Okay, well, let's play it again and see how that looked like. So here is the beginning. Just follow it along, and he got the same beard. I just realized. Fabulous. So
I don't know where you find these videos.
But I just realized he has the same beard as you. So maybe that's how it came. It just came from nowhere.
It's my corona.
So self-love, that's what we just saw. So tell me what you, by seeing that video, what is telling you? I know you were talking about in the morning.
Well, I think as we start our day, the mirror is the first thing we see in the morning when we're about to begin our day. And we have to look at that reflection that we see in the mirror. And we have to give it the positivity that it is ready to take on the day and take on the challenges that come with it. And it feels good to feel good about yourself and the way you look.
Very nice. You just mentioned about something that is very interesting. So let me have a sip of this coffee so I can speak about it.
Okay.
So you mentioned about looking at the mirror, and you mentioned about morning. How did you figure out it was morning? It could be evening.
It could be, but as he is brushing up his face and pushing back his hair and making sure his appearance is what he wants it to be, I feel that that is traditional to what a morning ritual would be.
Ah, fabulous. And you see at the end of that, he's showing his finger and...
Yes, you look good.
You look good. So he's telling himself that he look good. He's ready to go. Wherever it is, he may be going to work or he may be going out for a date.
This is true.
So that's or maybe going out for an event, but he's ready. That's what he's showing. So when we wake up in the morning, look at ourselves, and since you mentioned it is in morning, let's go with the morning theme. So if we wake up in the morning, look at ourselves in the mirror, and we start feeling that good, like this guy is feeling, what does that tell you about our own self in the morning?
Well, I think when we wake from our dreams, we are in our inner self, and those dreams can be well, they are not of reality, but they may take us elsewhere, and we're coming into reality, into giving ourselves the confidence that we need to take on the world of form as we know it.
So you said confidence. Confidence is the word you picked to take on the world as we know it. So self-love is embedded in that confidence. So you very, very nicely put, Tony. I don't know where you're getting those big words from, but as I'm getting these videos from, you are getting some good words. Confidence is, where does this confidence come from? Can you elaborate?
It's internal. Confidence is something from inside of you. It's like motivation.
Like motivation.
Confidence is your motivation.
Wow. Wow. Tony, you should be coaching instead of me coaching. Confidence is motivation, right? So if you have confidence, you are motivated by that. And this morning looking yourself in the mirror, and one of the analogy I always use with my client is when you are, and not mentioning your age again, but whatever age you are, the person you've been with all that time up to today is you, is the self.
You better like that person.
You better like that person. No matter what you do, you're not going to get rid of that person, because that person going to be with you until the day you die, or maybe even afterlife. Well, you want to talk about afterlife? And I don't
not yet. But I guess to your point, you need to do more than like that person. You need to love that person.
You need to love that person, and that's why it's called self-love. So in a definition world, self-love is not about, and yesterday's session when we were talking about yoga and mindfulness session with Valerie, we talked about that a lot of people by mistakenly take self-love as a narcissism or having a big ego. Having a big ego, that's what they think. That was Valerie was mentioning about that. But self-love is not that. Self-love is not that. Self-love is having that, what you just mentioned, having a confidence about yourself, about looking at yourself in the mirror. And, you know, I'm pretty sure everybody, every day, get chance at least once to look at the mirror and see themselves. And it is almost guaranteed that you will see yourself once a day, no matter where you are.
It better be more than once a day.
It's more than once a day. Your back, you know, if you go adjust your back view mirror of your car, or you go walking by a store or whatnot, and their glass window, or even you going to the restroom, or just going to a shop where they have mirrors or whatnot, you are seeing yourself. You go to buy a clothing and you're going to look at yourself in the mirror. So at least once a day, you get to look at the same person you've been looking at since, and guess what? Over time, that person have changed. As physically, that person have changed. So think about when you are 5 years old looking at yourself, and now whatever age you are looking at yourself, what have changed?
Or with the aging process, looking at yourself now and seeing, wow, it's not the youthful person I used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Or in the case of my mother, looking at herself at 89, but feeling like she's not that old.
Mm-hmm.
My question to you is, what if you look in the mirror and you don't like the reflection?
Well, that's why the self-love, right? What if you don't like the reflection? So self-love is having a high regard for your own well-being and happiness. That's what is defined as self-regard, having a high regard of your own well-being and happiness. And it's about taking care of yourself. It's about your well-being, and it's about you. So when it's come to that, it's all about you. You looking at yourself in the mirror when you are 5 years old compared to where you are today. The person have changed, but your same eyes looking at the same person over time. Even though it has changed, to you, you are the same. No matter what age you are the same. Sometimes we notice, oh, I have some gray hair now.
Well, we have changed over time. Our thoughts have changed.
Right.
It changes our perspective of the world around us and ourselves.
Right. We have been educated over time.
Right or wrong.
Right or wrong, right? So loving yourself doesn't mean you think you are the smartest or talented guy, or you are the most beautiful person. Loving yourself, you are accepting yourself as who you are. Accepting yourself as who you are and building from there. So when you say that big word confidence about yourself, that is the key. We all have weaknesses. We all have shortcomings, right? So when we look at the mirror about us, we decide every morning, what is our day going to be looking like? How much confidence we can bring. And as you can see that guy, he's holding his thumbs up, 2 thumbs up, right? What does that tell you, Tony? Having 2 thumbs up.
He approves. He approves of himself. Mm-hmm.
Right. So he approves. So instead of self-criticism, he is saying, I am ready to go. I like what I see in the mirror. Over time, we change. But we look at the mirror, the same person, and as you think, our mind still tell us we are the same person, right? So what question you can think of related to that confidence and self-awareness?
Well, through this COVID time, people have a little self-doubt about the world around them and how it may be affected, and the frustrations of the change of lifestyle that has been going on, and the things that they don't like about wearing a mask or going in public or not being able to socialize like before. But it all comes back to the man in the mirror, that face in the mirror, and how they accept themselves at first. And if they love themselves enough to protect themselves, they accept what is around them and change the way they must change.
Right. And you mentioned about self-doubt. See, that self-doubt is opposite of self-love. So let me show you the video again. This video has a lot of things in it that even though we think it's funny, but let me show you the video again, and I will want you to pick up from his what you see there. So let's see.
Well, it appears self-doubt from the beginning.
So let's see. So here is the video, and we'll be playing it now. So let you look at the video and tell me what you see. So here it is. So look at his face right now.
It's much different than the face at the beginning.
Okay. And what you see on his face and his eyes and on all the marks you are seeing, and the color of the face changed.
I see approval, I see happiness, I see a sparkle in his eyes and a smile on his face.
Yes, and you see the color of the face have changed. You see the marks that's showing up with approval that you mentioned. He's blushing. He's blushing what he's seeing in the mirror, right?
I guess.
Yes. So as you can see at the beginning, he's looking at himself, right? And he's a
little unsure.
Right, looking a little unsure, checking things out and making sure everything is perfect. But at the end, you see how much blushing he's doing. His eyes and his marks and his thumbs up and also his facial expression, everything changed.
Your screen has frozen on me, so I hope I am not missing.
Okay, hopefully you are online, Tony, because I think I'm missing you online. I can hear you, but I cannot see you. So this may be due to, let's see. Okay, I can hear you, so you can ask me and we can continue that way.
I cannot participate in this conversation at this time because your screen is frozen on my side.
Okay, but can you hear me?
Now I hear you.
Okay, so your screen is moving and my screen is moving.
Your screen is not moving on my side, but I hear you.
Okay, so very well. We are live, so you can continue asking questions, and one of us will be on the screen. So let's go with the flow right now.
Very good. Well, this is the reality of today in Zoom, and you have to deal with change and what is. So the question is, as you left it, is you felt that he was blushing at the end when he saw himself in the mirror. So I guess that is a good thing, to be happy with the reflection that you see. Right. And if you're not happy with the reflection that you see, what are the things that you can do?
Well, and that's where the self-love portion kick in, right? So the reflection on the mirror that you see is the person that you always wanted to be, or the person you love. And question is, what if you are not happy with that person? So the face that you saw, the approval face at the end, what if that approval face is not approval, right? So
Right. You have to identify what are the internal things that are making you disapprove of that reflection.
right. So this is one of the thing is what you're mentioning about internal things that you have to identify. So if we are not happy with who we are, that's why we are creating this module called self-love. It's coming from our relational dimension. So the relational dimensions is talk about a relationship with yourself. If you're not happy with yourself, you cannot be happy with anything else because you are not happy. So the fascinating thing about our relational dimension, it is a three module in the relational dimension. It starts with self-love, move into love, which is relationship with others, and then it move with happiness is the final module for the relational dimension. And the reason for that is that happiness drives from that. As you can see, your happiness drives from where you are with yourself and with the world, and then that drives yourself. So for a time being, let me go ahead and bring up my modules. So our Vino and Vision Coaching modules. So this will be clear to our viewers, and especially the viewers that are new. Are you able to see my screen, Tony?
It is, it's beginning to start sharing.
Okay.
So the clock is ticking.
Okay. So can you see the relational dimension showing up on the screen right now?
I do not.
Okay, you do not, but I can see it's in Facebook Live. So I will go and talk about it. So relational dimension, as our viewers can see, it has three modules: self-love, love, and happiness. So self-love is what we are talking about, with relationship with yourself. And love is relationship with others, as means relationship with your co-workers, relationship with your friend, relationship with your family, relationship with nature, relationship with your kids, or your anybody you are coming in touch with. So that is where relationship dimension, love reside. And then just like if you say, I hate my job compared to I love my job. So your relationship with your job is fabulous when you can use the word love. So those two combined goes to our final module, which is called happiness. And in this diagram, you can see that. So self-love is the beginning of that relationship. Is the beginning of understanding that you love yourself. You have that positive relationship with yourself. And that is what it is. And if you don't have that positive relationship, and that was your question, Tony, what if you don't like the person in the mirror? You have work to do.
Right.
You have work to do. And that's why, maybe coming to our Vino and Vision coaching and do that work will help you to identify why you don't love yourself. Because that's the person you're gonna be, and that's the person you've been with for the rest, all your life, and now you're going to be with for the rest of your life. And
well, they always say, they have always said, whoever they are, if you don't love yourself, you can't love anyone else.
Right.
So right. It is the building block, the foundation of this relational dimension, that you must love yourself. And if you don't, you must find a way to identify the positive things about that person. And maybe it is looking back to that person when they were a 5-year-old and realizing that you're still the same person, and that it may be the external circumstances that have changed your perspective about yourself.
Right, right. It could be external. The question here is, what if you don't like the person in the mirror, right? What if you look at the person in the mirror and instead of approving, you are disapproving, you say, well, this person is a failure. The person I see in the mirror is a failure. The person I see in the mirror is not looking good. It's not handsome, or it's not, is looking ugly. And you start feeling like, okay, everything out there is better than this person. So it's kind of me against everybody. So the relational dimension wise is your viewpoint of yourself compared to others. Relationship with others suffers due to your relationship with yourself. Do you see that?
Yes. And although you admit that you are not a psychologist, some of that may be deeply rooted. I think if you're not happy with the reflection in the mirror, you are not coming to the grips with maybe some of the things you've done to yourself, to others, some poignant moment in your life where you feel like you didn't handle it properly, and you have to go back and accept that was and cannot be changed, and you have to move forward from this point forward.
Yes. So let's take this to that discussion about not feeling good about what you see in the mirror. So you have, we all have a built-in system that called self-talk. So self-talk, exactly. So self-talk can be positive self-talk, or it could be negative self-talk. And in negative self-talk is where we say, well, I don't like the person I see in the mirror. I have so many negative things going on in my life that I cannot be positive anymore, right? So just imagine that having that negative talk already took you to negative zone because you are thinking negatively about the self.
And I don't think it's just the negative talk you say about yourself. It's the negative talk you accept that others may have said to you. If they said, you're short, or you're fat, or you're ugly, if you accept that, you cannot accept that.
That brings us to the other point about self-judgment. So not only negative self-talk, we also have self-judgment. And that's why we are doing these sessions in our Vino and Vision. We call it Mindfulness Meditation, where you're meditating to a state where you are talking positive, you are seeing peace, you are connecting with yourself. And Tony, I'm pretty sure you are an expert in meditation because you've been doing it for a little while. Tell me the benefit of that meditation gives you for yourself.
Well, meditation and that inward process of connecting to the universe and the lack of thought. I mean, the challenge everybody has with meditation is they say, my mind is too busy. I cannot stop thinking. And you have to realize that you are not your mind, that your mind says some crazy things, sometimes jokingly, that is not really who you are. So you have to realize there are two different things. You have your mind and you have your self or your being. And you have to realize to separate those two. And meditation allows you to find your being. And I have always professed and believed I probably would have been diagnosed with ADD if they did that when I was a child in those days. And but my mind is always busy. And whenever somebody said, clear your mind, I said, I can't stop thinking. If I try to stop thinking, I'm thinking about not thinking. So how am I not thinking? but you can. And it all starts with your breath.
Right. So Tony, about that regard and self-talk and that mindfulness that we just mentioned. So the reason we are talking about mindfulness is to go and connect with yourself, and in a peaceful way, in a positive way. And once you slow down, stop all your thinking, and just go into that moment. That's what Valerie's session, mindfulness meditation, will do. Bring you to the moment of enjoying yourself in a peaceful way. And by doing that, you are doing that. One of the key things that we use that as a relational dimension is to focus on your relationship with yourself. And at the same time, the other one is love, where your relationship with others. The main key here is if you start comparing yourself with others, like you said, I don't like the person in the mirror. That's when you are comparing something that you like with you, because that like is not matching with the person you see in the mirror. That comparison between that two making you like one and dislike the other. You see that?
Certainly.
Yes. So as we compare, we start hating. So say, for example, okay, Tony has so much money. Now Milu is hating himself because Milu don't have Tony's money. Or we even put it in a better perspective. Tony cooks such a fantastic food. Milu's cooking sucks. As you see, that's the talk we have in our mind when we compare ourselves with other. And that puts us in a disadvantage area where we say, well, I suck at cooking. I cannot do like what Tony does. So that's when I start hating myself. And that's why I hate the person in the mirror, because I'm comparing with something else, somebody else, or somewhere else. And that comparison, when we eliminate that, mindfulness meditation is what it does. It connects you back to yourself in an inner peace. And that's what it is all about. So I think even though our time is running out, we should do a second episode of self-love next time, where we will be taking it to a much deeper level. And I know we had some.
We can do that. And we may want to get into the positive self-talk and talk about affirmations and the positive statements you can identify about yourself as if they're already true.
Exactly. And that's what, so today we will live with that idea of not comparing yourself to anything else. Start comparing yourself with yourself and have that mindfulness. That's why it's called mindfulness, about yourself. And when you have that self-talk, positive self-talk and inner peace, you are already making progress of liking yourself in the mirror. With that said, Tony, I think we should take this to next episode and continue that discussion. I think it's a fabulous topic. Because of some technical difficulties, we may not have done justice to this topic. I think we need to do more. How about that?
I think that's a good idea. I don't know. I don't know what you're seeing on Facebook Live, but I do not see you. Your side has disappeared on my side.
Right.
So
Facebook
I'm
Live
sure,
is
I'm sure
fine
people
right
are tired
now.
of seeing me if I'm if I'm the only thing on there.
Yeah. So your voice is heard, so you can go ahead and close the session for today, and we'll see each other 2 weeks from now.
Very good. So you have joined Dr. Milu and Tony DiGuida for Coffee with the Coach, and join us again on the first and third Tuesday of each month. So we'll be joining you on the first Tuesday of next month for a continuation of self-love and affirmations that you can continue to support your positive self.
Fantastic. See you in 2 weeks, Tony.
Enjoying
Love
coffee with you.
yourself.
Love yourself. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye now.
Bye.